Hi there. So I had an FUE transplant 1 year ago. I had 1,500 follicles taken from the back of my scalp, and it was implanted into the front hairline. So the idea is that I wanted to look younger and have my hairline brought down by about ½ an inch, and I wanted to have the sides filled in here at the temples where it goes back, and it was unsuccessful. Now, when I was doing my research before the procedure, I saw lots of YouTube videos where people were kind of having the operation, and they were saying, yeah, this is not painful, and they were chatting to the surgeon, and there's lots of videos and clips and forums on the internet where people are, showing photos, weeks after the operation, months, showing the new hair growth coming through and everyone's happy. I didn't see anyone saying, this hasn't worked for me. I didn't see any videos on YouTube where people were saying this has not worked and this is why. So I wanted to make this video to help anyone who's thinking about FUE to set their expectations and maybe think about stuff they haven't thought about before. My intention is not to put anyone off having the procedure, because it's amazing. It can make you look and feel more youthful and more confident. It's great technology. So this is an image of me before, both sides. This is immediately after the operation, and this is 72 hours post-op. So if you look at my hairline now, you can see that if you consider the line, it hasn't been successful. So it is really disappointing, and when you consider the obviously the cost, the travel to the clinic and all the other things, it is kind of like disappointing. After the operation, you're going to have this, as you just saw in the photo, it's going to be all like scabby at the front. All the back is going to be shaved off because they need to take the follicles from a shaved area. So I took a couple of weeks holiday from work because I didn't want to go to work in that state. So there's a lot to think about. You have to organise your time off work. You have to care for the implants properly so they don't fall out, and you have to grow your hair back, where it's been shaved off, and obviously wait for the scars to heal. So it's not something that you can just, it's not an in and out procedure that's going to be done in a day. So it's really important to choose the right clinic. Don't go by price. I could have gone to Turkey or to Belgium and I could have got my transplant done half the price. But I was scared of there being a language barrier that could cause complications. I was scared if something did go wrong, I didn't want to have to buy plane tickets and fly to another country. So I chose to have it done in the UK in a reputable company I found here in London. So my advice is that when you're signing up with a clinic, to check whether they will do the procedure again if it's unsuccessful. Will they charge you for that? Will they let you have a discount if you want to have it again, or will it be free if it doesn't work out? Be very clear on this before you have the procedure. That wasn't at the front of my mind when I was signing up, because I'd looked into this for around a year. I was excited, I was eager to get it done. I was not really thinking, oh, if it doesn't work, what's going to happen? But I would really urge you to make sure you understand very clearly what your clinic procedure is if it doesn't work. So it didn't work for me for several reasons. Firstly, my hair is curly. So if you've got straight hair, then the follicles are straight under the skin and it's easy for the surgeon to go in and remove the follicle. Yeah. If your hair is curly, or if you've got afro hair or wavy hair, the follicle is not straight. It's going to be curved. It's going to be rounded. So it's more difficult for the surgeon to go in and take the hair follicle out without it being damaged, because when it's damaged, it traumatizes the follicle. So when you implant it into the front, it doesn't grow. With me, I had several problems. Firstly, obviously the hair was curly, which meant that instead of this being a few hours for the procedure, I was at 7 AM in the morning and I left the clinic at 9 PM. Okay, that's how drawn out and protracted this experience was. It took ages. On top of that, the anaesthetic, which was being injected into my scalp, it was being metabolized by my body. That's what they kept telling me. Literally after a couple of minutes after injecting this anaesthetic, I was feeling pain. Now the pain you feel, what happens is that they have like a tool, an instrument, which is kind of like a drill, and they put it in your scalp, and it drills around the side of each follicle. So it's kind of like, imagine it kind of like a cylinder, and it goes around the side of the follicle, it cuts the skin away, and then they pull it out of your head. So it drills the side, but it doesn't cut the tissue off at the bottom. Yeah. So when they pull, they rip the tissue out of your head. So I felt this excruciating ripping sensation 1,500 times over this long operation. Obviously that was traumatic to me, but it was traumatic to the hair follicles, which is why it didn't work. A few weeks after the operation, my hair went white because of the shock and the trauma to the existing hair, and not surprisingly, the new hairs didn't come through anyway. So after the operation, I did feel pain from 3 weeks to a month and a half. I did feel like a numb, uncomfortable pain around the front of my head. You know, I contacted the clinic. I went in. I think this is another reason. If you had this done in another country and then you go back home and then you need aftercare, I know they can do a lot on Skype, but I'm more comfortable in person seeing a doctor where they can examine me close up, not doing this via a Skype chat. So that's another reason why I would say, you know, don't get it done in another country. So all in all, although this hasn't been a positive experience and it has been a big disappointment, it hasn't put me off having a hair transplant. I've come this far on the journey, and I'm going to go ahead with a second procedure. Luckily, the clinic I went with, because it has been unsuccessful, they are giving me another chance to do this. That's covered in the first price. So I've decided to go ahead, but the next one is going to be a strip procedure. So rather than taking individual grafts, they're going to cut a strip of grafts from the back, and then they can implant them one by one. So I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to update you on how that goes. Again, I'd just like to say I'm not trying to discourage you from having FUE. It's a wonderful thing, but I just want everyone to be aware that things can go wrong, and it doesn't seem to be that well documented out there. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and yeah, have a good day.